Hello guys, welcome to the IB Student Guide. So today we'll be talking about ESS topic 1.1 perspective. So let's get right into it. ESS topic 1.1 is really about one main idea: why people think differently about the environment. If you look at issues like climate change, deforestation, or pollution, people don't just disagree on solutions, they disagree on what matters most. Some people prioritize nature, some prioritize humans, others trust technology to fix things. ESS calls these ways of thinking environmental value systems, or EVS for short. This topic is important because EVS influences laws, policies, and real-world decisions, and throughout ESS, we'll keep coming back to EVS again and again and again. An environmental value system is basically a way of seeing the environment. It explains how a person or group judges environmental issues and decides what is right or wrong. EVS are not scientific facts. They are based on beliefs, values, culture, ethics, and opinions. Nobody is born with an EVS. We develop one over time. Our EVS is shaped by things like our family, culture, religion, education, media, and where we grow up. In IB ESS, the EVSs are described as a system. They mean that they have inputs and outputs. Inputs are things that shape our beliefs like education, religion, science, politics, media, and culture. And the outputs are what comes out of those beliefs, like our opinions, choices, actions, and the policies we support. The distinction is really important. Science is objective. It is based on data, measurements, and evidence. EVSs are subjective. They're based on values and beliefs. Science can tell us that CO2 levels are rising or forests are being lost, but EVSs influence what we do about it. So science explains the problems and EVS influence the solutions. So before we start talking about the three different types of EVSs, let's first do some practice questions based on what we've learned. Suggest which of the following might influence a person's environmental value systems. You can pause to answer this question. So the correct answer is D, all of the above. Now, why is this correct? An environmental value system, or EVS for short, is shaped by many influences, not just one. Parents' beliefs shapes values from a young age. Country lived in affects laws, culture, wealth, environmental priorities. Education level affects awareness of environmental issues and science. Since all three influence how someone thinks about the environment, the best answer is all of them. Question 2. List an input and an output of an environmental value system. You can pause the video to have a try. So the correct answer is option B. Input religion and output decisions on environmental issues. Question 3. Best definition of an environmental value system, EVS. I'll give you guys time to answer this. So yes, answer C is correct because this includes all the parts of an EVS, beliefs and ideas about the environment, about our relationship with it, and that guides decisions. This matches the IB definition almost perfectly. Now, why would A be wrong? A is only about the experiences, but not the beliefs or decisions. B describes influences, not the EVS itself. D describes outputs only, not the full system. IB definitions usually want the most complete option, not a partial one. Okay, now let's go on the different types of EVSs. These are ecocentric, anthropocentric, technocentric. Each one places importance on different things: nature, humans, or technology. ESS does not say one is correct and the others are wrong. The goal is to understand them and compare them. Ecocentric. An ecocentric EVS is nature-centered. People with this viewpoint believe that nature has value even if humans don't benefit from it. So a forest is valuable simply because it exists, not because it provides wood or money. Ecocentric believes humans are a part of nature, not above it. Humans are not more important than other species Because of this, human activities should be limited to avoid damaging ecosystems. Ecocentric thinkers prioritize protecting biodiversity and ecosystems. They strongly oppose actions that could cause extinction. They also encourage less consumptions, buying less, wasting less, and living simpler lifestyles. Protecting the environment is seen as a moral responsibility, not just a practical one. Ecocentric supports strong sustainability. This means natural capital should not be replaced by technology. The focus is always long-term ecosystem health, not short-term human benefits. So now we have anthropocentric. This basically means human-centered. This places humans at the center of environmental decision making. Nature is important because it supports human lifestyle, health, and well-being. This is the most common EVS in modern societies. This EVS sees nature as a resource. That doesn't mean they want to destroy it. They support using nature carefully so it continues to benefit humans in the future. For example, protecting forests because they provide air, water, and resources. Human health and quality of life are the top priorities here. Economic growth is considered important. Environmental damage should be reduced but not eliminated completely. Future generations matter, but human needs still come first. This EVS supports sustainable development. This means balancing environmental protection with economic growth. They believe this balance can be achieved through laws, regulations, taxes, and debates. Compromise is a key idea in this EVS. Now we got technocentric EVS. A technocentric EVS is a technology-centered. People with this EVS believe technology can solve environmental problems. They are usually optimistic about human innovations and progress. Technocentrics see environmental problems as technical challenges, not moral ones. They believe science, research, and innovations are the key to sustainability. For example, instead of reducing energy use, they may focus on cleaner technologies. Technocentric believe natural resources can be replaced or substituted by technology. They often support economic growth and believe it is necessary. For example, large amount of water to cool data centers for AI could be justified by saying that AI will help solve future problems more efficiently. The belief is that any environmental damage can be fixed later through better technology. So, we also have the spectrum, the EVS spectrum. Very few people fit perfectly into one category. Most people have mixed views, for example, caring about nature, but also trusting technology in the future. This helps explain why environmental debates are more complex. Question 1. Which statement matches an anthropocentric EVS? I'll give you guys some time to do this one. The correct answer is C. Statement 2 and 4. Okay, next question. Household machines will help us decrease energy use. Which EVS best matches this approach? You guys can pause. So the correct answer is technocentric because this approach focuses on technology improvement, solving environmental problems without reducing lifestyle, and innovation instead of behavioral change. This is technocentric thinking. And that was it for episode 1 of ESS 1.1, and I'll see you guys in part 2.